I have one from Tim for this, and this is the most disappointing release for 2018. Brendan got caught off guard here when he
not really.
didn't read the description.
I know what I'm doing.
When I said that it goes in the bin for this year. So this is the release that was so disappointing to us that we have to bin it again. Now, my first one is actually an interesting one from Tim. And it's not actually a release per se, but it's more of a story. From Tim, Phil Anselmo. Choosing mental illness as a virtue. Talking about how he's a tough guy while writing an entire album and crying about being called a Nazi, all while Sig heiling. With a special mention to Ghost and their album Prequel. Whoa. Yeah. So that's from Tim.
Yeah, it's no pig destroyer.
Yeah, we got a rehearsal on Monday. This is going to be interesting.
Part of my intro was that I'm going to get glassed for one of my comments tonight. This is the comment. And fortunately for me, Jimmy Van Zeno has left the panel.
But he's over there.
He's just perked up.
But he can't touch me from here, so I'm safe.
Are you sure? He's pretty tall.
Yeah.
I don't know, you might though. Jodie, I love you. Okay, so what I'm putting in the bin, this was the absolute biggest fucking disappointment. I was so looking forward to this. Spot on, buddy. Night Flight Orchestra in the fucking bin. Ooh. It was pumped up beyond belief by people whose opinion I greatly admire and respect. So I got my little ears out ready for a listen. I thought I was going to be in fucking rapture and I just needed the bin to vomit in. I didn't get it. I didn't like it. And I don't mean to diss the guys who will put their heart and soul into a record, but no. Just no. Love you, Jimmy.
All right, well, let it go on.
There you go. Unlike Nikki, I do mean to diss some people that put out a shit record. Anyone that saw our review of this complete piece of shit knows how much I hated this album and how much this band meant to me. It's probably one of the more commented YouTube posts that we've got. But Lizzie fucking Borden and My Midnight Things, right? This is a band that I loved, and they took everything that I love about this.
This was personal for you, this one.
It was. Yeah. They took everything that I loved about this band and took a big steaming pile of shit all over it. They threw every piece of metal and attitude that I loved about it, and they replaced it with whatever bullshit was going through this guy's head. This was shit. I've read reviews where people saying that they were praising it, saying, it's good, it's diverse, it's very different from anything they've ever done before. Yeah, it is different because everything that they've done before was good. This is shit. Right? I mean, there's pop, there's synthwave, there's new age, there's techno elements, there's everything except fucking rock and metal on this thing. It's just shit. Seriously, the only use for this album, and this is it, the only use for this album is to give it to someone that you hate and despise, right? One, listen to this, and they could quite possibly top themselves, right? So problem solved, right? So seriously, fuck this album and fuck Lizzie Borden for ruining a great legacy. Actually, you know what? Don't let him put it in the bin. Just take it straight to the fucking tip.
I don't think any of us can follow that up.
Okay.
That was a toned-down version, folks. So.
I'm waiting for the comments on that one to come through when it is.
Fuck. How do I follow that? This band, I don't get. When I had to review it, I gave it a 5. Then when it was time to review it, I dropped the score to 3. I said or 4 or 3. And I said if I heard it again, I'd probably bin it. And I tried to hear it again, and yeah, it's going in the fucking bin. Night Flight Orchestra. What the fuck? I do not get this shit. Everyone goes on about it, but I don't get it. You know there is something wrong with a band when I would prefer to listen to Limp Bizkit.
Ooh, that's nasty.
Okay.
Going for 3, are we?
Yeah, I don't feel so bad all of a sudden. Because the category was most disappointing, not worst album. It is not the worst album I've ever heard, but because of the build-up around it and the hype around the band, it's fucking Night Flight Orchestra. It's fucking poo. I don't get it. It's like a cheesy soundtrack to an 80s fucking bullshit teen movie. If you like it...
Jimmy's got a glass.
Good luck. If you don't, join our club, because we're the cool kids.
See, you people are just being nasty. It's not nice. Be nice.
I look forward to that being Andrew's number 1 album of the year.
Spoiler, it's not. But for me,
then,
I actually did some honourable mentions for this one, and Yeah. One of them is 9 Inch Nails with Bad Wish.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was shit.
That was disappointing as all fuck. For someone who's a big fan of 9 Inch Nails, you can fuck off. That legacy is dead.
Yeah, that was awful.
The other one, as far as the hype around an album or a band and the single being Zombie and everyone fucking raving about it, Bad Wolves, Disobey, pile of shit album. It's terrible. It's not a great album at all. That was for that song to be so well received, but the rest of the album to be poorly produced, poorly written. It was just a disappointing release. I was expecting so much more. But that's not even the winners.
Was Perfect Circle this year?
Yeah.
Yes, and that's my winner.
Because I'd forgotten about it, and that sucks.
A Perfect Circle, Eat the Elephant. Speaking of disappointing fucking releases, that was woeful.
Awful.
Like, I release it under a different name and I'll view it differently. But when it's the same thing with 9 Inch Nails. If you put it under a different name, I will view it differently. When you attach a name that's got a certain reputation to this new product, it's not the same thing at all. That's right. It goes in the fucking bin.
Now, bear in mind, Arctic Monkeys released an album this year that we unanimously put in the bin.
Yes, but I was expecting that to be shit.
Is that the one?
That's the difference.
I think that's the one I refused to comment. Is that?
That's the one you had a legal statement
Don't
about.
you start again.
Because you've already signed your fucking legal waiver for that one, so it's all right.
More Hauser and Associates.
So that's why I didn't put Arctic Monkeys in there, because I was expecting that to be shit.
Yeah.
These other ones I had hopes for.
Disappointing. That was
Disappointing. Most disappointing release of the year. On that note, maybe we'll give you a taste for yourselves to check out. Otherwise, we'll move along.
Right.
All right.
If Dave's finished talking about Axl Rose, we can...
We're talking about David Ellison.
Ellison.
Megadeth, man.
So it's all right. Yeah. I just made an assumption.
A fair assumption to make, too.
Fair
I'm
assumption.
offended.
Be offended all you fucking like.
Nothing actually happens when you get offended. Don't you realise that yet?
That's going to go over my notes.
Bitches.
Is it? Yes.
The last time I took offence when I rode through it on a push bike when I was a kid.
Well, Dad.
I'm only packing
Hey,
something small.
more than one person laughed at it, so it's all right. And it wasn't me.
It's a curse.
I'll be using that.
Good. Wait till you got 3 teenagers kicking around, then let me know how you feel.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Got 2 at the moment. They're not even teenagers.
We had this chat before.
Wait till you have real ones, Dave.
Yeah. That's the fun part.
Real what?
Yeah.
Children.
Ew.
Not plastic ones.
I feel sorry for Julia. She'll have very teenagers.
Teenagers scare the living shit.
Get out of me. Dun, dun, dun.
She gets
Needs more cowbell. All right. Shall we move on?
We shall.
Who wants to go first on the local band honourable mentions?